The door and I'm right there, huh? Huh? Yeah. No, wait. I'm gonna do nothing but talk. I'll be back by 9. And I know that the boom bus is high. You like my toes? I was just grounding a little bit. Pour water on the feet. Never the feet. Stay on that shit. I just cannot stay on that shit, bro. Stay on this. Yeah, I was gonna let some of you know that I was live, but fuck it. Whoever comes in, comes in. It's a beautiful thing. It's Saturday, right? This whole engine's about to teach you something. So I had somebody reach out and share something that I have documents on that I've talked about, for those of you know, for a long time ago. We're gonna read, but know that how a lot of y'all know, and a lot of these Muslims and Moorish motherfuckers got about my case. I even had a couple of Moorish cats who actually know the heritage going back to Africa. What they believe now that maybe some of them came from here. I keep telling them to pay attention. It's not to divide or separate. We just don't like the ignorant. When I talked about a noble Drew Ali, some of y'all know what I've said about Marcus Garvey and Haile Selassie. It's only the ignorant Negroes of the Americas, Caribbeans, Hawaii, all the Canary Islands, who don't listen to the simplest. I'm gonna turn that shit down. Who don't listen to the simplest things. You know why? It's like going to New York. How many of y'all have been to New York, Detroit, or Philly, or anywhere like that, where you stood out there and listened to them Pan-Africans talk or them Hebrews talk? Harlem was one of the first places where that nigga created the Hebrew movement based upon what Mr. 42 Identities himself, Master Farad Muhammad, which was not his goddamn name, the Ashkenazi, who brought that. What people don't know is, like, when we talk about Sweet Daddy Grace, right? Who Noble Drew Ali and a whole bunch of other ones who paid attention to, born in 1881, so they say. But he was part of that, which was nurtured off the coast of Africa, Nubia, right? He was cultured and raised, just like Obama, to bring bullshit here. Why do you think they brought him here? You think he came here because it was a good time, a bad time and hard over there? That's what I mean about history being a lie repeatedly over and over and over. It boggles the mind that people are coming to this truth all recent when this stuff was known a long time ago. No, it's good. But I always say, like, I don't know a whole lot, but I'm well informed about this land and pretty much any and everything you think you know about. All right? So I don't know a whole lot. Don't need to. But I'm well informed about this land. And the motherfuckers on it. Going all the way back to the so-called 1300s. Bullshit time. Anyway, I'm going way back to the 3rd century. Okay? Y'all, I'm barefoot, baby. I'm most of them barefoot anyway. Y'all see me when I dress up, when I got my shoes or something, because I go to the post office or I've been outside or something like that. But I can tell weather's changing. They're dumping something else in the air. Told you about the Witch-Call Accord, the Belfort, everything. We already covered the Belfort Agreement about the Ashkenazis and all other bullshit. Same shit they pulled here. But right now the feds, I don't know if I can pull it up. Marine buddy told me. Let me see if I can put it up. Let me see if I can pull it up. It's hearsay right now. CNN. Nerd Wallet about the government shutdown. We know the purpose. New York Post. CTCV News. Reuters. We will run out of money October 18th. It's their shit. How the fuck do you run out of money when all you do is print it? It's been worthless ever since you murdered our king, Abe Lincoln, and instilled yourself with your bullshit narrative, you Ashkenazi fucks and puppets and monkeys. Dig up our lands and find out all about the weaponry of old to harness that which you had not, to which we could have defeated you monkeys, not knowing that there's others. I know because a lot of the people out here are ignorant to these truths. I'm talking directly to the agents watching. I hate saying agents because they're just fucking monkeys, but I, y'all, a lot of the people here are very ignorant and don't know the truth. Not at all, no matter what's read, said, or expressed. But a lot of y'all are very intelligent. I told you very powerful. You haven't stepped into it, far from it, because you wouldn't be here. You'd be out there doing what I'm doing. These motherfuckers want you, and you haven't been, it's happened here. You just haven't paid attention because you're comfortable, because it hasn't happened to you. And that's all I'm talking to y'all. All right? I was sitting there saying, what if I was to give this up right today, right? I would have people who I know saying, damn it, I should have went and visited. Why didn't I do this? People who have said dumb things, and I wouldn't even tell you to go and get some certain stuff for your laptop that can watch an infrared and this, that, and other, and see what happens if I was to die right on film. I want you to see what happens in the ether. They probably want to hide that, but I'm telling you, if you had it set up, you'd be amazed at what you would see. But anyway, I think that y'all are convinced that you actually know something. I'm convinced now. It's not because I know, but I am convinced that y'all really think you know some shit. You know when people cuss at you and talk like they bad and shit, and they really don't know, and they want to cross that line, but they don't even know why? Because I know that I would break them the fuck down. No, with no mercy. I'd break their ass down. I don't give a fuck who you are, who you think you are. Facts. Being in the world of the intrepid, walking around in a daisy egg, your head so far up your ass, people, you got it. Goddamn, I'm getting tired of being polite and nice, asking y'all to change your ways and pay attention to what's fucking going on. But y'all choose to stay slaves. Like, what the fuck? Are you that well indoctrinated? Because if you are, I'm going to have to start revamping some shit and approaching it on a different. Because you think I'm not here because I need you motherfuckers. I really want all the know-it-the-fuck-alls to go. That's why I'm talking the way I am. All the know-it-alls to get the fuck on. I'm serious, because I don't give a fuck about you. Don't hate you. Don't give a fuck about you. It's the people who are paying attention and looking at themselves and want to better and find deeper in themselves. I had an old Amish friend of mine from on the East Coast, I ain't gonna say where I used to go and get some of my thin bread. Like, you know what I'm talking about? Kind of like pita, but made the old way. Like Ezekiel bread and shit. And he says, do you hate the Amish because of what our ancestors did? I says, not at all, man. I love you, bro. Don't get it fucked up. A lot of y'all from Normandy, a lot of y'all from Poland, and even y'all were grafted in behind some of your ancestors who knew exactly what the fuck they were doing because they didn't care about you later in life. Now, y'all still preaching Jesus and all that shit, fine and dandy. But I know you watch and I know you pay attention. I says, do yourself a favor because a lot of y'all read now and a lot of y'all have computers. Look the shit up if you can. You know, take your ass, I know they don't like it, take your ass to one of them libraries. You know, the Amish, man, let me tell you something about with them. That's where I learned how to take stinging nettle, the leaf, that right there, you know, it has barbs on the underside. Now, if you take that and roll it, and fold it again, you can actually put it between your molars and chew it without the barbs fucking your throat up your silica and eat it raw, which you get more medicinal. Are you aware? I learned this from them. Are you aware you can take an avocado, when you get a ripe one? Right now, they got some fucked up shit coming from Mexico because them niggas over there want to fuck the food up because, you know, they told you a lot of them are Arabs and this, that, and the other. Not all my Mexican brothers and sisters, but there's enough who are doing the bad shit, supplied by this fake-ass government and this agency. All right, with that one down there doing the shit, the foul shit they're doing. Now, anywho, you can take that pit, that seed, you skin off the sheathing, that brown the husk. You take that avocado and you chop it the fuck up. And you get a little PBA free. I don't think they have PBF free. And you put those pieces in there. Now you take that motherfucking Coca-Cola. I would prefer you order your Coca-Cola from Hindustan, India, what they call India today. and pour that Coca-Cola in that motherfucker, lid it up, let it sit for about 5-10 minutes, maybe an hour or two. And if your wrist, your knee, your ankle, the back of your neck hurt, spray that shit on it. I'm always going to get some tea, but I'm getting real tired of the lameness. I really am. I love you motherfuckers more than anything, but y'all just don't get it. Now, the motherfuckers who think they know everything, I ain't got shit for you. Don't hate you, but I ain't got a goddamn thing for you. See, some people go, aren't you here to get numbers? No, motherfuckers. That's why when they demonetized me for the shit, sharing shit when I was sick with 104-degree temperature, didn't go to the emergency room, stood in here running 104 to 105-degree temperature. That's dead, right? For fucking 5 days. So I just uploaded shit. Kept all these things well away from me in their little containers. So that way I wouldn't have the EMF and all that shit. So my body can recover a little quicker. Cold showers. Hardly didn't eat nothing. Just allowed my system to fucking go whap and do whatever they got to do, regardless of what damage may occur. And not shit. That was dead ass serious. And these motherfuckers, and then yet I see people doing it on all the time. Like I need to put my motherfucking sick ass face up on that screen, going, "Y'all listening? The fuck." YouTube was never. It was meant to make you think it's about fun, DIY, and this, that, and other. It's about control, because this is ran by the motherfucking military industrial complex. Is it too hard for y'all to accept that? Though it's a bigger platform. And because they don't give a fuck about the dollar, it served the purpose to grab people and to blackmail people and keep them as aficionados of this platform like all the other ones. You think I'm lying? I mean, come on, Elon Musk dressed like Baphomet for Halloween. Motherfucker ain't really invent shit. He talks like he's fucking brain dead, but he's Twitter. Y'all don't get it. Ain't the nigga Ukrainian? I no hate to Elon or any of them motherfucking monkeys. No hate to Oprah. Though the dumb bitch is dumb, she's a sadist. Yes, sweet daddy, that motherfucker, his name is Spanish. Let me see if I can pull that monkey up. Hold on. I'm gonna read. Let me just read this. I gotta keep this real with you, man. It's Saturday. What the fuck is you doing anyway? Okay, let's see. Let me type those in. Let's call this motherfucker name Sweet Daddy, whatever the fuck, right? Sweet Daddy, I think his name is Grace, right? I'm glad my friend shared it with me because I was like, I got all kind of information on this monkey. All right. So, Marcelino Emmanuel de Grassa, anglicized Charles Grace. That's the name that he was given as a Christian. And best known as Sweet Daddy Grace, was founder of the United House of Prayer for All People. Born off the coast of West Africa on Brava, Cape Verde Islands. He was one of 9 children born to Emmanuel and de Lomba da Gracia, 1881 to 1960. Made it 81 fucking years. So you think this is a game, huh? So you didn't think after the fall of Tartary and the reset, based on the World's Fair and destruction, the infiltration in 1879 to what I told you was really 1875, around roughly 8 to 10 years after the murder of our king, our Khan. Lincoln was no fucking president. And all the motherfuckers before him were niggas of Tartaria. Now watch some of these peckerwoods on YouTube come along and start telling half-ass truths. I fucked the one boy up with the Viking shit. Had to put him in the right direction. Now the motherfucker's seeing we probably are the original people of this land, the retarded motherfucker. I have no respect for people talking about shit based on the shit of this world, and they don't get it that this world is a fucking lie. And that's the reason why these monkeys do what they do to you. Because you won't accept responsibility, change of action, and have recourse for recourse to manifest something fucking different. You thinking I'm being patient? Nigga, those are 2 most powerful weapons. But I control mine. I don't have to be patient about shit when I see niggas is dumb. I'd rather a weak, lazy motherfucker get slapped up beside the head and sit the fuck running so they can deal with their mess over there and not over here. So I would love to see some more motherfuckers unsubscribe. Like, get your funky ass up out of here. Take your funky ass to that place you believe or worship or whatever the fuck it is. I'm not here to make you not believe in something. I want you to acclimate and drive harder, farther, and higher. There's much more on this motherfucker. But let me show you this nigga. I'm trying to see if there's something that's underneath. Sweet Daddy Grace, Harlem, New York. Harlem, New York. Funny that my great-great-great-grandpa was murdered in that motherfucker. Shot in the back of the head after, whooped everybody's ass by a pussy. Probably one of the niggas that started following this. Well, that was 1981. So he was just a little chit. But the motherfuckers predating this motherfucker. Oh, they were here. You can historically go and see how they were murdering a lot of the elders with other niggas of foreign deception. Especially when you was a bad, big motherfucker walking around and you didn't tolerate the world you were seeing and what was going on. It didn't matter if you was so-called black or white, crayon, yellow, China, whatever the fuck you was. A lot of my relatives would whoop your relatives' ass knowing what they were up to. And they would never meet them head on. It's like my papa 4 times over in down North Carolina. Them Peckerwoods, they would have saw that man, he would have killed half of them. And what shit they could do about it. And the motherfuckers behind them. See, you keep believing in a fake ass history. No, everything you see them doing is what they've been doing since the fucking 60s. But back then, there was a two-party thing of defeat and then disarm and then murder. That's why it was important for us to have the Second Amendment. Which wasn't an amendment. It was a second course of rights to life. See, y'all think y'all know everything, but you don't know shit. I like when we get the little goofy motherfuckers come in like they're going to make some change. I'm not going to give you no attention today because y'all too weak and retarded. Let me get a teaspoon of this motherfucking gold. For a gold motherfucker. Do not ever step on this with the trigger like that, Bubba. Stop being so... Come on, man. Let's go ahead and get some reading in. I just wanted to share that. I was grateful for my brother, T, sharing that with me. I had to go and dig in the files and shit, pull some shit up. They even have a biography on that motherfucker's life. Like, what, niggas don't read? So, let's go ahead and get this read on. I appreciate it. I'm going to turn the music back on low. I like the music in the background. It's just me. How the fuck you want to copyright something if nobody's motherfucking making money from it? These motherfuckers, I study law. These motherfuckers are stupid on this platform. They so stupid. You got motherfuckers who don't know the first thing about law or anything on these platforms. But algorithm's gonna cause the music and ain't nobody saying shit. You fucking monkeys. I saw about, every time I turn around with the background music I'm using in all my other videos, copyright. Get the fuck out of here. Like I give a fuck about some copyright. I know my family's land patents, you faggots. I can go and get them right now. Nobody can stop me. All of them. All of them. Hey, Bubba. Hey, what's up? You wanna go out in the sun? Okay, you wanna go out there barefoot? Yeah. Give me that belly. Give me that belly. Give me that belly. Give me that belly, Papa. Give me that belly. You wanna play? Give me that belly. 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 Don't fall off the sofa. He's about to do the drop off the sofa. You're gonna land on the water, man. You're gonna land on the... Give me that. I love it. All right, so let's go ahead and get the gods of Eden. I want to show you. If you grab my toe with that nail, I swear for good, I'm gonna do the Malunchi Thor's hammer on that. No, he's just stop putting your Stop putting your nails out towards my damn big toe, boy. Let me move my foot under my leg, because he might grab it, man. That thing hurt too. The Gods of Eden by William Bramley. Yes, sir. Snoo. Love this book. Well, I enjoy it. My eyes irritated. I think he licked my eye while I sleep, because he always, it's one of the natures of cleaning that they do, and it's just, it's irritating. Anyway, hey, what's going on, Papa? You want to sit right there? Yeah, you're right beside me, guys. Let me move the bookshelves away. There you go, Papa. There you go. Yeah, that's my boy. All right. Despite all of their reported good intentions, the legendary Ea, an early brotherhood, clearly failed to free the human race. Okay? Ancient Mesopotamian, Egyptian, and biblical texts relate that the snake was quickly defeated by other custodial factions. And then what they do to you, they turned you against the snake, the serpent people of the mountains, by teaching you that the garden and the snake and the evil. I hope people start changing up. Anyway, was quickly defeated by other custodial factions. Now, the Bible informs us that the serpent in the Garden of Eden was overcome before it was able to complete its mission and give Adam and Eve the fruit from the second tree. So give them all the knowledge, then give them the life. Ea, who was also symbolized as a snake, was banished to earth and was extensively villainized by his opponents to ensure that he could never again secure a widespread following among human beings. Ea's title was changed from Prince of Earth to Prince of Darkness. Now you see that the custodians are no different from you and I. That's why I say pay attention to the monkeys you look at and watching. He was labeled other horrible epithets: Satan, the devil, evil incarnate, monarch of hell, lord of vermin. Wouldn't you call it a form of what? Disinformation, misinformation, to reconstitute something to make people look wicked, make good, righteous people look wicked? Lord of vermin, prince of liars, and more. He was portrayed as the mortal enemy of a supreme being and as the keeper of hell. As the mortal enemy of a supreme being and as the keeper of hell. People were taught that his only intentions were to spiritually enslave everyone and that everything bad on earth was caused by him. Humans were encouraged to detect him in all of his future lives, incarnations, and to destroy him and his creations whenever he was discovered. All beliefs and practices named after his various appellations, Satanism, devil worship, etc., were to be made so horrific and degrading that no right-thinking person would or should have anything to do with them. He and his followers were to be viewed by human beings with nothing but the utmost loathing. And yet, to make sure that you never practice the principles of who you are to become powerful, while these bastards in a perversion, along the same line but on a different road, do the most perverse. That has nothing to do with order at all. But here you are, weak, mentally unstable and disabled, emotional. Men, you always show me you're very emotionally, I mean, come on, man. And women, you are just fucked up. I mean, come on, peoples. Both sides. This is not to say that Ea was actually betrayed by ancient Sumerians as a saint. He was not. He was described as Mesopotamian text, described in Mesopotamian texts with distinct character flaws. If Ea was a real person, then he appears to have been a genius who could get things done, but who was often careless about anticipating the consequences of how he went about accomplishing his goals. By engineering a work race, Homo sapiens, Ea would wound up giving his enemies a powerful tool of spiritual repression. Ea then appears to have compounded the blunder by founding and or empowering the early Snake Brotherhood, which, after its reported defeat, continued to remain a powerful force in human affairs, but under the domination of the very custodial factions that Ea and the original Brotherhood were said to have opposed. History indicates that the Brotherhood was turned under its new custodial gods into a chilling weapon of spiritual repression and betrayal, despite the effort of many sincere humanitarians to bring out true spiritual reform through Brotherhood channels. all the way up until today. Doesn't that sound like most confounding? Iron Republic, grave bearers. I'm just saying. Listen. By reportedly creating a work race and the Brotherhood of the Snake, the god Ea had helped build a trap for billions of spiritual beings on Earth. As we shall now begin to carefully document, the Brotherhood of the Snake has been the world's most effective tool for preserving mankind's status as a spiritually ignorant creature of toil throughout all of history. During all of that time and continuing today, the Brotherhood and its network of organizations have remained intimately tied to the UFO phenomenon. This corruption of the Brotherhood and the overwhelming effect it would have on human society was already apparent by the year 2000 BC in ancient Egypt and the next stop on our journey. Okay, Papa? Yeah. What say you? Let's go ahead and Reptilians in the History of Humankind, Anunnaki by Henry Crane. And that's that monkey right there. This is the book. I'm not saying he's a monkey. He could be. Enki realized that the only hope was to show the Christification to humans. The Christification to humans. Excuse me, I ain't gas, y'all. So he decided to play his last card. In one of the trips to Orion to deliver the containers to the Draconians. Now, Orion and the Draconians, who remembers the... God damn it, let's see if we can... I should have run upstairs to get the map right quick and point it out, because I actually penned it. Little holes. Oh, let me do this. Oh, it's so small. Shit. Because you had a land of Lyria, Lycans, Andromeda, Orion. It's in around the land of Zeus and all that, and Jupiter. You see where the untouched, where which cards come from? Yeah, man, that's crazy. So anyway, let's go on. I'll bring the map down later on, and we'll go over that and have a good look-see at it. Anyway, so he decided to play his last card in one of the trips to Orion to deliver the containers to the Draconians. Enki asked for help from the Catanians, since he wanted to create another human with the characteristics of the first race, which had 32 DNA codons active. 32. Isn't it down to 22 now? From our 23 or 24? Enki had calculated that for his plan to be effective, he would have to create another human with at least 30 active codons. Many Carians refused, since they believed that it was against the rules of the Kadutsu. Since it was against the rules of the Kadutsu. Now, Enki explained to them that this human would be born only if humans wanted so. A small group of Carians decided to help and support the plan of Enki. After several trips to Orion delivering containers, Enki received the news that the Carians finally had the genetic material, which, according to their calculations, could create a very similar human to the original race. Now, would that be considered the Greys? I don't know. Enki took the DNA sample and asked for help from the Palladians, and it was that how the Anunnaki continued manipulating humankind. But now from the fourth dimension, so not directly. During this time, the Palladians had lost hope in humankind for all they had done in their earth. But upon finding out about the Anunnaki manipulation, many of them decided to help Enki. During all the time this plan had been carried out, the Anunnaki already had complete control of the Roman Republic. Long after Egypt, people. and had turned it into a great empire, conquering Greece by the year of 146 BC and conquering the Egyptian civilization before Christ. A few years later, Enki had his plan, made ready, I should say. He had already made contact through the Fays, which a woman called Mary, who lived in Nazareth, and had asked her in her dreams if she would accept to receive the child, who could become the savior of humankind. Mary confused Enki with God, since the stories among the Jews was God who talked with people through dreams. So she accepted. Enki communicated the news to the Pleiadians, so they asked for help to the interrupters, who took Maria in one of their ships while she slept and transferred her to the moon, where the Pleiadians introduced her the genetic material that Enki had given them through artificial insemination and later returned her to the earth. Enlil, who was constantly spying on Enki, found out this plan and tried to stop it at all costs. However, on September 29th of 2 AD, Jesus was born, and this event would change the future of humankind forever. Quasimodo? Much? And when you think about the name Quasimodo, you think it's Latin, Aramaic, and French. Quasimodo sounds pretty ancient, don't it? Quasimodo. You would think Japanese, right? She? Omat? How about earlier? So we'll get into Jesus' war declaration to Enlil. All right, next. Trust me, there's nothing y'all can say. Just listen. That's all. Just listen. Trust me. This is a whole different thing. Let's see. Make sure I put it in the right spot. Yeah, but hold on. Yeah, I guess the right one. You want to read books? Huh? Yeah? Yeah, he wanted to read books. Here, let me get this book right here. Okay? Now, one more. Don't worry about the pens and stuff. All right? DNA of the Gods, the Anunnaki creation of Eve, and the alien battle for humanity by Chris H. Hardy, MD. Excuse me. You like that? He's like, fuck, he's bopping his head over here. That's what I'm sure. Y'all think I'm kidding? Let me see if I got it on the quad. This little head, man. And he fucking around. He playing, he grabbing my knee with them damn nails, boy. He's looking, he just turned around and looked, what was I doing? And he got his paw up on my neck, keep them nails on my knee. Boy, God dog, boy. Anyway, let's get okay, let's get it. According to Sitchin, when we were talking about Egypt, it was called the raised land, okay? Remember I told y'all when I was on the res, when I made my garden, I raised the whole thing by 3 feet because of the flood zone, so I could beat out and never had to worry about floods or nothing. And people watched me work for 7 days. I broke 2 wheelbarrows, 3 shovels. We're talking about heavy, hard, red clay on a reservation. I mean, dig down deep and you get some nutrient shit from all the rain and the cold. They don't know that. That's how I taught a whole, like 5 Navajos on the res how to grow grass without bringing in that imitation shit. And right now there are about 5 families who have the plushest grass on the reservation if they kept it up. Okay? So let's get back in. According to Sitchin, Enki is no longer other than the god Ta. That's the way they pronounce it here, y'all. So Ta, but it's Ta. They think it's Ta. Anyway, the first one to have reigned in the first dynasty of gods for 9,000 years, and to whom his firstborn son, Ra-Marduk, succeeded. Ta Inki's reign, according to the historical data of Manetho, starts 17,870 years before that of the first earthling pharaoh of men, who established the city of Memphis as his capital. And stop looking over to fake ass Egypt over there. Egypt and it was a place all over this earth, the occupation. Egypt and Nubia were thus exclusively the domain of Inki Africa, domain of Inki and his descendants for a long time, until the third generation of Anunnaki, at which point the scientific station for the observation of Antarctica at the tip of Nubia was established and directed by Ereshkigal, granddaughter of Enlil, at first alone and then together with her husband, Nergal, another son of Inki. Living beings, people. The Anunnaki had the moon. Y'all think man in the moon means the Apollo space? Buzz Aldrin and them? No. That's another deception. The Anunnaki had a tradition. Excuse me. Egypt and Nubia were thus blah blah the fuck the blah, right? For a long time, until the third generation of Anunnaki, blah blah blah, and the tip of Nubia, when we talk about Antarctica, was established and directed by Ereshkigal, granddaughter of Enlil, at first alone, and then together with her husband Nergal, another son of Inki. Now, the Anunnaki had a traditional headdress back on Nibiru, the symbol of the world line of Anu. It looked like the two horns of a bull or that of a cow. The highest gods sometimes show a headdress with 2, 3, or even 4 pairs of horns superposed on their skull. This may be why Nimna, who was identified as the goddess Hathor in Egypt, listen, Nimna, who was identified as the goddess Hathor in Egypt, had the cow as a symbol. But if we look at the symbol of the sacred cow in India, Hindustan, it stands for the life giver, the great mother nourishing and protecting life. And of course, this symbol applies perfectly to Nimna, the creator perfecter of humankind. Hathor, people. Don't worry, we'll get back into the Hathor material and we'll read all that. Don't worry, just got to do this. The one always to intercede in wars and bitter conflicts, to remind the warmonger Anunnaki worlds that life and civilization had been a hard work to obtain, that had taken ages to build, and that they had already destroyed too much of it. Generally, her appeals could be made and first of all heard only when destruction was already a sobering light, speaking for itself and giving substance to her words. The reason why I'm reading this because of that nigga I talked about yesterday and all these other goofy niggas in Peckerwoods talking all this shit, and they're not pointing out the fact that the Anunnakis did not create life here. I just thought I'd bring that to you. How the fuck they're gonna create something and then think they can pervert it? Don't believe in it. That's disinformation and gaslighting. That's why I say you must read more. Now, the interesting point of us is to try to figure out if the Anunnaki were a human species born on another planet of the world without a fucking soul. And well, actually, they do have one. And how much of their DNA we had at the time of the last genetic improvement with Zusundra. For the sake of clarity, I'll make a distinction between the species, human or not, as exhibited by biological and psychological traits, and the origin or place of birth. Nibiru, in parentheses, are earthborn humans. Nibiru, Nubia, all land. I just thought I'd bring that in because some people have a hard time deciphering the truth. As we will see, we have ample ground in the historical data that are the Mesopotamian tablets. Mesopotamia, based upon a period and a people of Atlantean origin. 3 distinct. To conclude that the Anunnaki were a human race exhibiting all we deem to be human feebleness or human conditioning, to the exception of mortality. In addition to looking like men, albeit with very recognizable but unstated differences. The Negroes. Anyway, they had human bodies and an exuberant sexuality, although they seem to have been giants compared to earthlings. They exhibit human feelings and emotions which they were hard put to rein in. They had human-type family ties, spouses, concubines, and extramarital lovers. They had royal lineage and lines of authority, divided by functions, and they lived in cities. They were highly individualistic people, competing for power, for love, for riches, and for followers, especially among the royal families in power. Because I know nobody clarified that shit to you, so here, we clarified it today. That's why I couldn't wait to read them. What, Papa? Yeah? You like to read it? That's why we're so big with cats. Give me some kisses. Yes, my boy. Yes, yes, yes. That's my boy. Don't worry, I'm going to run out there and grab you some, okay? I want to order these books, but I'm going to do it till Monday. We'll see if we get enough to get them all one time. I should just order that one. Oh, I need to stop by the post office. I really should stay inside and see if that book money came in by accident. They put it in the locker. That's all I go there for, is to see what books show up. I don't care about nothing else. He hates when I leave. So, Wars of the Anunnaki, Nuclear Self-Destruction in Ancient Sumer. Chris H. Hardy, MD. Yeah. I know, man. When we cut up that watermelon, you want to try and eat a piece again? Huh? Yeah? When we cut it up, I'll cut it up right when we get done reading here. I'll cut up the watermelon. You want to eat something? Because you snuck on, put your paw on one of my pieces the other day. Yes, you did, man. You lucky I ain't have my chocolate. Because I would have swapped your ass like a damn Arab with perfection of 100% in fucking targeting. Excuse me. I just have to clarify that with him. Let me stop playing. All right, let's get it in. This is the other book. He's looking at me like with them big ass round eyes. He wants to play, y'all. All right, so anyway, here we go. The Master in the Eden Orchard. While Adamu and then Tiamat, born later, are still in early adolescence, Enlil, the commander of Earth, and her heir of Anu, mother, brother of Enki, brother of Enki, that's right, and Nineveh, demands that they be brought to his domain in the Eden. This phase ushers the relationship with the masters, for example, the Lord, and it seems clear that Enlil wants to be called Lord and to be recognized as their creator. Above and beyond now being the one to give the orders and to claim power of life and death on his creatures. They didn't create shit. It's all manipulation. And the people who are aware of that, who become subject or slave to these monkeys walking around in the custodial herds, let's say out of fiction, narrative, paint a picture for a movie. And they would have realized this and say, man, fuck y'all, enough of this shit. But, you know, we got weak as humans walking around. Now, this must have produced a psychological trauma in the young couple that has not yet been clarified, I believe, and by the new scientific field of psychological but biblical criticism. The main reason being that this field, whose courageous criticism is to be commended, has not yet made full use of the data revealed by the Sumerian tablets, and has not dared to venture into assessing the historicity. To say, is it valued, or is it real, or, you know, what is the truth in this history of this shit? Now, obviously, they wrote many things to make people believe and stuff. But even in all that, there's still puzzle pieces that can allude away or towards better understanding and recognition of this shit. And thus, the identity of the protagonist, in parentheses, the family of royals made gods, and despite the fact that numerous events from the book of Genesis, as we will see further on, are not only clearly described in these tablets, but are generally recounted in greater detail. Now, this is a task I will carry boldly to assess the responsibility resting on these various individuals. Now, all humans, must I say, of our past. The trauma on the young kids, Adam and Eve, who had been abruptly taken away from their home and their loving parents, must have been worsened by the dire conditions their uncle in-law imposed on them, such as being naked and working in the garden. The new style of teaching by in-law consisted only of receiving commands associated with threats of death, no less. Should we say marginal? It seems Inky managed to set a deal with his brother that the garden should be on his property at the east of Eden Sumar, near his own city of Eridu, the first settlement on Earth on the Persian Gulf, mind you. Or else it was on the in-law's domain, now in parentheses, the whole Mesopotamia. Do y'all know how big Mesopotamia is? Okay, that's what I thought. But bordering on Inky's property. This allowed him and Nimna to visit their children, and it also explains very simply something that has eluded the psychological biblical experts, namely why such an evil entity as the serpent Satan would be able to override the deity's commands in his own garden. You ever thought about that? How the fuck you supposed to be God and righteous, but you're gonna have serpent evil lurching in the garden as if it's all right? We know how they explain it was bullshit. Anyway, as Zechariah Sitchin puts it, appearing from nowhere, the serpent challenged God's solemn warnings, the false gods. The Hathor material appeared, those who knew of us in our origin, who we were and what we're capable of, powerful as we are. 12:363. We're not going back over there to look at that. Anyway, moreover, why would the serpent have entry into paradise in the first place? I hope that did something for you all, tickled your fancy a little bit or whatever. We'll pick up the other part tomorrow. I'm not going to jump too far ahead and read too many paragraphs or try and cross a whole lot of chapters, because then it would not actually work well together. I want to go to the post office with nobody in that motherfucker. I'm tired of being around these jabbed up sick bastards running all around here. I really am, you know. So I hope y'all enjoyed that reading, and we'll come back later and we'll hit, of course, George Jones, Pale Horse, and a few other things. All right? So, hey, what's going on, baby girl? It just means that it takes more work to reach your third eye. The double work, yes, correct. Let me shout everybody out before we get to. Oh, what's going on, beloved? Snoo, you know I got you, baby girl. Moabites. No. Don't, yeah, well, you can use that term. It might, but yeah, Moabites, yeah. It's cool, yeah. You walk right past my baby, see? Who lose their job if the U.S. defaults? Those companies that have kind of dedicated financial position where they're relying on interest payments from the U.S. Treasuries that they hold. Them motherfuckers are all, listen, baby girl, come on. Think they give a fuck? It would have to be the people that sustained it. And stop looking at it towards money. The motherfuckers at the top want to see the default and destruction. All the people have been selected and hired and put in positions. You think that some of the CEOs of some of these corporations, these jobs, the VA and all that, them motherfuckers are sadists, they're sick fucks, been to islands and shit that you don't know nothing about. Even of the nursing industry and the medical professional, all the CEOs of all of them are dirty bastards. Come on now. Yes. JB, what's going on, beloved? Bishop in LA, Sweet Pimp Daddy. Kind of looked like Andre the Giant, right? He died in LA. Yes, he did. From one coast to the other, see? Gods and goddesses. Mr. C, what's going on, beloved? Queen Kinsley, hi, how are you? Kinsley, how are you? That it was a cult. Sweet Daddy is a real name, I told you. It was an individual. Yeah, it was a movement, for sure. Oh, the book. That's what's up. Nagas, goddamn right. We are the serpents and dragons. Damn right. Prince of darkness before light, there was darkness. Yeah, but who they call the Prince of Darkness was actually light. It's not, it's all gaslighting, huh?
Magic. That's right. That's right. You better love your darkness. I love it. Mankind of nothing. It's about man. Exactly. It's a Thomas Lee. What's going on, beloved? Inky was the messenger. Was the good one, the persecuted one. But you gotta let me finish reading before you say something, baby. Because I'm looking at some comments. You didn't let me finish reading. You jumped on it, which is cool. I love it. But let me finish first. Oh, yeah. I found a show with Regina King, the Watchman. Richard Dr. Manhattan was spilling real tea. Then it went away and never came back. Exactly. How about the gods in Louisiana? But they always got to bring in the homosexual shit. This is what these monkeys do, the ones that have been perverted. They're too dumb to know what they're doing and the benefits. And the people who look beyond that. I don't even have to say nothing about the gay, because you all should know, but it's a fact, though. You know what I'm saying? I love that watermelon. You're damn right. Sounds familiar. I mean, Anunnaki altered our ancestors' DNA and made humans and DNA on purpose. We were subject to human DNA from reproduction. They caused death to come quicker. That's what they've done. They didn't create shit. And more human DNA than others. Yes, and ancestors, pinky, yeah, and some of them have animal DNA. It's fucked up. It really is. And that's what the medical industry knows. Fucking around with shit. And did we start that? Remember I talked about the fall of Atlantis? The very few antagonists and protagonists who started going cult-like because of this godlike feeling? What was manipulated? What caused it? But when that fell happened, we never really reached our full potential. And then these motherfuckers, expecting us to, very capable of being way superseding them, came in to fuck shit up more. Excuse my language, but I'm gonna say it the fucking way it need to be said. Now I could be wrong. I could be throwing some shit in there, a little drama, and this stuff, a little cause and effect. But do the research. You know what I'm saying? Dig inside, meditate, and all that other shit. Right now, these motherfuckers got niggas setting up in certain places with certain weapons. These dumb motherfuckers, and they don't know what they're doing. This is how stupid they are. Everybody right now in Ukraine and the Russians and all the motherfuckers fighting, all of them each other killing, those are the dumbest sons of bitches on earth. And then you look at some of these Peckerwoods funk masters, who have these little TV shows in Ukraine and the war, what's going on, because they can't separate themselves from the little dumbass bullshit 20-year war we weren't supposed to fucking be in. That's how dumb you could take a young motherfucker and make them believe they're great with a fake history, a fake classification, a fake everything, and they think that they're prudent to something that is imaginary and illusion that they physically brought into because they are fucking mentally ill and sick. They are corrupted. There is no place in the next world for corruption. None. Everything has a fucking end. And these motherfuckers think it's a game. What you doing? What? You playing? What you doing? You laying beside me. What you doing? What you doing? Give me that. You want to play? What you want to play? Give me that belly. Give me that belly. Give me that belly. Give me that belly. He want me to rub his belly. What you want to do? You want to play with what? Huh? You want to play with it? Give me that belly. Give me that belly. Hey, give me that belly. Hey, give me that belly. What you got? Hey, what's up about? Yeah, I think I say he loves it. I think he gotta stay when I do that goofy shit. He is stretched out. But anyway, like I said, they're too stupid to know when a good thing is a bad thing. Fuck them. Because the majority of them will never get to see this. Nor hear this. Trust me. They don't need these monkeys over there second guessing what they do. They need the most sadistic motherfuckers possible to watch, believing in their fucking bullshit. I say that with authority. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and shut it down. What was that? I'm gonna copyright that phrase and put it on t-shirts. Thank you with the humans. Thank you. All right, to reach your third eye. People just need to pay attention. They need to, make the best of what they can. I mean, that's just a comforting statement. They need to do more than that. They need to stop focusing on stupid motherfuckers that are keeping watching the same bullshit that has been permeating and just growing. Like, the fuck? Like, how can people be so dumb to want to keep growing in the chaos instead of looking for a real solution? And some motherfuckers don't believe love is possible. Why? Because you have a bunch of sadists who are used to standing there as kids watching people burn and this, that, and the other and cutting knuckles and flesh by cannibals and motherfuckers who had no humanity or anything, who are conditioned and programmed through abuse and everything else we're talking about in the 20th century, in the 1900s. All them motherfuckers, all these people's great-great-grandparents are stupid motherfuckers. And they are. I don't give a fuck how a person looks at it. And you only got to go back 20 years prior to that, to their great-great-greats. Those who came off here off a fucking boat and were nurturing those who were born here based upon the 1890s or 1880s even. Because we know the World's Fair, a lot of that shit was being utilized before establishing it because they needed the workers of 13 to 17. Am I wrong or right? Huh? To not know the truth of history and to deface and reface and to even be instructed on how to work dynamite and fly and destroy shit. To which to them, they didn't know what beauty was because they weren't reared and nurtured and raised in that beauty. This is not fabrication. This is how it works. Now we have the same monkeys running around on a different hem. Too stupid to realize something good because they believe that they're going to be all right and rewarded and fuck everybody else, they'll do their job. No, they will take all them little monkeys and they will eviscerate them except for the certain ones who control their narrative. That's how stupid these motherfuckers is. The motherfuckers polluting the air, blowing up. Some people said, and this was very observant of certain people I saw who messaged me on TikTok. He said, I ain't gonna say his name. He said, brother said, you ever think about the chicken and the beef plants that they set on fire and destroyed and the food was the bad shit and there were some good people doing some right shit? I said, very possible. But that's not for us to determine or worry about right now. Because see, the first thing they did was show how people were worried about starving. How can that be so when this, y'all don't get it. Some things were chemical, these things, them cow farms were deadly. Them chicken things, those worst motherfuckers, they were destroyed because they're no fucking good. And you think the government destroyed that shit? You have motherfuckers crying over that nasty fucking beef with 40 and 50% less iron and everything else, shot up with all kind of chemicals and stuff. You think that a bad motherfucker wanted to destroy that shit and not give it to you? You think them chickens, them nasty foul ass can't even walk, hybridized buzzards, and what's the other bird? I forget, from the canaries that make that motherfucker. You think they give a fuck about life? You think they? No. Somebody said, man, we can destroy this shit now. It's possible, isn't it? All them pigs, all them super humongous pigs looking like baby fucking cows. What in the fuck? Y'all got a problem with that shit burning up and just being destroyed? First of all, they ain't even our fucking food. We were nurtured in ignorance by our parents to eat that shit. How many wars were there? War has been going on with this country and against it and in it ever since the inception of these motherfuckers. Huh? I mean, come on. Yeah, make deaths and burger kill. Taco hell. Chicks filleted. And motherfuckers gonna keep running and getting that shit. Cause I see them every day. When I go to the gun range, and I see the monkeys. And now I see why they act the way they do. And they run right there. And they gobble the fuck up. You know? Anyway, I've been on here for an hour. Let me get the fuck off. Appreciate y'all taking the time. We're going to come back in a couple of hours. I'm actually going to go to the post office to see if there's anything there. I really don't feel like going out, but I should be getting some more rest. But to each their own. I got some big things ahead. Big things. So anyway, chat with y'all in a couple of hours. Baby girl, no, I love you.